A very powerful thing happened to me when I was hypnotized. My confidence, my peace, and my comfort in my own skin just really grew significantly. And I realized that there are 5 distinct reasons why hypnosis has this effect. As a woman, as a professional, as a Black woman, there are many layers to who I am. And my confidence in all of these areas began to grow significantly once I started using hypnosis. It really is a catalyst for personal development and getting to a very consistently happy and peaceful place emotionally. At least it was for me. And you'll probably relate to this if you're someone whose ethnicity, whose age or religious background, or even profession causes certain expectations to be placed upon you based on whatever label you're trying to break free from. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Janet. I am a board-certified obstetrician gynecologist, a medical doctor, an intimate health coach, and hypnotherapist with over 25 years of experience working with women. And I help women over 40 navigate perimenopause and menopause and get their pleasure, their intimate lives, and their relationships back on track. In this video, I want to talk to you about what hypnosis did for me as a Black woman. Black women are often carrying a burden that half of the time we don't even realize that we're carrying. We're moving through life doing what we think we're supposed to be doing, achieving the goals that we're taught to pursue, showing up for friends, showing up for family, organizations, for our jobs, our bosses, often without doing the same for ourselves. For me, there came a point when I was doing all the things, reaching all of the goals, handling all of the responsibilities, everything that I was supposed to be doing, but I wasn't feeling good. I realized that much of what I'd been toiling over, chasing after, and striving for was not necessarily even my dream. And if there's a goal that you don't attain, perhaps one of those goals that we are trained to believe is essential, like marriage or motherhood or success in business, we can be left feeling sort of empty. You might feel like a failure. You might feel shame. You may feel unclear on your purpose or not sure where you fit in. And quite frankly, you might just feel lost. And that's exactly how I felt some years ago when I underwent some infertility treatment that didn't work and my relationship ended. Therapy, meditation, and hypnosis were at the core of my healing journey. Therapy put me in touch with my emotions. Meditation helped me to stay present in the moment and not get sucked into past pain or overwhelmed by future fear. But hypnosis helped me to look at myself in a different way. Put aside the cultural and societal norms that had been placed on me and put on my true identity, my soul's authentic core, one that is fully aligned with my well-being and with who I actually am. This is something that is particularly important for Black women because we often take on an identity that does not serve our well-being. So I'll share 5 things that hypnosis has helped me with as a Black woman. And maybe somewhere in these reasons, you'll start to see that hypnosis can help you finally let go of those expectations, those silent expectations, and finally live more authentically and more peacefully. Before we dive into the details, make sure to subscribe to this channel and share this video with someone that you know needs this information. When you subscribe to this channel, it can not only help you to change your life for the better, but it also can help other women find this information and get the help that they need. So let's get into it. The first thing that hypnosis did to help me improve my confidence and my peace was escaping the unspoken ideal. I realized I didn't have to hustle for somebody else's dream, and I didn't have to perform just to prove myself. Hypnosis helped me to change the way I see myself And through that, I started to trust myself more and to recognize what my authentic desires actually are. I think there's something to be said about this constant pressure to prove your worth based on how you look, what you wear, and what you can afford. For so long, so many of us have been living like we're on display, trying to impress strangers and meet standards that were never really ours to begin with. But I realize I can live a full, rich, and meaningful life without performing for anyone. I'm no longer allowing myself to be measured by some invisible ideal. I can just exist. There's an unspoken standard that rules so many of our lives, and it creates so much unnecessary shame. For women especially, there's like a very intense fear that happens as we think about turning 40 or turning 50, some of these milestone ages. And a lot of times we'll feel like time is running out or that we're somehow behind. And a lot of us go into an identity crisis when we start thinking about all of the things that we're supposed to have done by a certain age. Having the career, having the house, having the marriage, the partner, the children, the spouse, being debt-free, or, having a certain amount saved up in your 401k, having a body that looks a certain way. But who made these rules? Says who? Yes, we should have goals and we should dream big, but you're not a failure if you don't hit somebody else's checklist by a certain age. That invisible ideal used to actually run my life. And with hypnosis, I was able to release that grip, let go of that belief, and start living my life on my own terms. More peaceful, more confident, and much more at home in myself. The second thing I love about confidence and peace increasing after hypnosis is that I no longer feel like I have to perform or prove my ambition to be respected. Not every action has to be about creating income or producing some sort of outcome. At some point, you have to ask yourself, what am I doing all of this for? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Does this actually align with my purpose? And yes, money is necessary. Of course it is. But if you're already a successful professional, to what end does more money need to be made in order for you to feel like you're accomplished? Like, when do you stop pushing so hard? And when do you give yourself permission to enjoy what you've built? Life is so much more fun when you're not living in an environment that is constantly pressuring you and making you feel like you need to be doing more. Our society, especially here in the US, is built on this culture of hyper-productivity. We often brag about how busy we are, how packed our calendars are, how booked and busy we are. But I no longer feel the need or the desire to fall into that cultural norm. And because of that, hypnosis has not only helped me improve my confidence, it has helped me to protect my peace as well. The third way that hypnosis has helped me bring more peace and confidence into my life is by helping me to realize that my body can rest and just exist without judgment. As a child, I remember being sick and being told by my parents that you're not really sick, you're good to go to school. But I was really sick, but I was sent to school. And this is a part of this suck it up, be strong culture that we have. In my profession, in the medical profession, that's particularly true. There is this suck it up culture that deep in that story that I learned and was ingrained in my subconscious, that we have to be strong even when we're not. So, like many Black women, I learned to feel guilty about slowing down, uneasy about resting, and hesitant to invest in my own care. Through hypnosis, I started to understand that it's okay to build a life that actually regulates your nervous system. A life that allows you to enjoy who you are while you're in pursuit of your purpose. Rest does not mean that you're lazy. Spaciousness does not mean that you're weak. It means that you protect and care for your most valuable asset, you. I can build space in my life. I can spend time with myself. I can do nothing. And I can focus on creative pursuits without feeling the need to justify them. With hypnosis, I didn't just understand this intellectually. I then began to absorb it and now live it on a day-to-day basis. The fourth way that hypnosis has created more confidence and peace in my life is realizing, in the grand scheme of things, some of it is just not that serious. The universe, God, source, whatever your name for the higher power is so much bigger than societal judgment. Through hypnosis, I started to gain this perspective. I realized the scale of the universe and how grand and vast it is, and that we're just a speck in all of that vastness. And because of that, someone else's opinion of me or their ideas about how I should live my life, all of those things suddenly felt really inconsequential. What was more important was my connection to divine, my connection to something higher. God, our source of life, our higher power, the universe itself. That relationship put everything else in perspective. The noise, the expectations, the judgment, all of that just disappeared when I realized what I'm connected to. The idea that there's a life force running through me and within me makes me realize how incredible it is just to be here, to breathe, to exist. That awareness fills me with so much gratitude in a way that I hadn't experienced before. And it's another reason why hypnosis brought me so much comfort, so much confidence, and so much peace. And I know that I'm a part of something so much bigger than myself. And certainly bigger than anyone's opinion that isn't a part of that divine relationship. And the fifth thing that caused my confidence and peace to increase after hypnosis was I trusted myself more. I was able to look at my life in a new way and finally see and acknowledge all of the things that I've already figured out. I could recognize my accomplishments as evidence of how capable I am. It's a powerful way to live when you realize how capable you are. There are so many things that can really mess with your confidence as a Black woman, as a professional woman, and as a woman of a certain age. There's a lot of unspoken rules that we live by on a regular basis. But once you rewrite their meaning, you realize that they don't actually hold any weight. Someone else decided what the standard of beauty was, and if you don't meet that standard of beauty, that can often bring these feelings of scarcity and lack. You can internalize these feelings. And when we internalize those types of feelings, it causes you to shrink back, to hold back, and to accept less. But after hypnosis, I had a renewed understanding of my worth, and I know that I can rewrite the rules. I reconnected with the excited inner child that still lives inside of me and lives in all of us. She's a little girl that has all kinds of dreams. Hypnosis helped me to find that part of myself that had been hidden away for so long. Now I can be myself, honor my purpose, and design my life. And I can keep pursuing my dreams with confidence and peace. Once again, I'm Dr. Janet. I'm an obstetrician, gynecologist, intimate health coach, and hypnotherapist, and I wear many hats, but I've also been navigating my health and wellness journey during midlife. Perimenopause, menopause, libido changes, brain fog, mood changes. I've been there. My hope with these videos is that you realize that there are solutions and help for the changes that you're going through. I want to inspire you to take control of your future, and I want to help you live the life of peace and pleasure that you deserve. So if you're suffering with perimenopause or menopause symptoms like hot flashes, low libido, intimacy problems, or just not feeling like yourself, and you're ready to get your pleasure, your health, and your life back on track, check the link in the description to learn about the system women over 40 are using to navigate this transition, wake up their pleasure, and live their best lives now and for years to come. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.